63S AMG, Mercedes' answer to the BMW X6M, Porsche Cayenne Turbo and the Range Rover Sport SVR. Now, lots of people get very hot under the collar about the prospect of making a 2.3 tonne, 5 metre SUV into something remotely sporting, but let's face it, they sell really well, these cars, and so Mercedes needs to make a really good job of it. Does it feel like an AMG? I've got to say it does actually. I mean, the engine is a real star in this. This car gets the 5.5 litre bi-turbo V8 that we're now familiar with from a lot of the 63 AMGs. This S gets 577 brake horsepower, and trust me, it's flipping fast. 4.2 seconds to 62, so actually, for those who care about such things, it is faster than a Cayenne Turbo and a Range Rover Sport SVR. And on the road, it's got so much torque. I mean, it really has, that you've just got epic acceleration, complete with the 7-speed torque converter gearbox. Not the 9-speed that you do get in the new 450 GLE, which gets the V6 bi-turbo. It's also 30 grand cheaper, the 450, than this 63, so that could be an interesting one. Maybe the better buy. The four-wheel drive in this car actually is a permanent system, 40% to the front and 60% to the back. So it's not active like in a Porsche Cayenne or anything like that, but it's pretty good actually, I have to say. The handling's a little bit disappointing, although the steering's quite good, it's got lots of precision. There's not a massive amount of feedback. Sometimes mid-corner you wish you had a bit more bite to it. More than that, it's the fact that it doesn't have the adjustability that you would get in a Cayenne Turbo and the Range Rover SVR, even more so. Go hard into a corner, it just understeers. Sure, I mean, it's absolutely chucking it down at the moment, which is going to emphasise that even more. But you just don't get that kind of lift off oversteer aspect that you can really enjoy in those. Although you can really boot it into some oversteer. You have to be very aggressive and it can be quite snappy. You've got various different modes on the air suspension, which is standard. It does seem to be quite firm. I think it might be a little bit fidgety and perhaps not that comfortable in the UK over really bad roads, but having said that, it's a 63 AMG and I think a lot of people will be perfectly fine with it. That's one of the best things about this car. It's really quiet if you just want to get home in peace, or it can sound like this which is just fantastic. So look, there's a lot to like about this car. The interior is really nice, the engine's fantastic, the gearbox can be a little bit hit and miss sometimes when it's in auto mode. It's much better in manual mode if you really want to drive it hard. Normal driving, it's pretty good actually. If I had 96, let's call it 100k, would I buy it over any of the other sports SUVs? I think I'd probably be in a Cayenne or a Range Rover, but what is going to sell this car is the noise. Because as we know, AMG really know how to make a car sound good. And my God, this car sounds good.